Welcome to Behind the Bar podcast, brought to you by RT Fitness Durham, Sunderland, and of course the Barbell Club, taking you from complete beginner to photo shoot ready. If you want any information on our 90-day programs, our Barbell programs, just click the link below. It'll take you through to a call booking system. Book in a call with Sarah, and please like the channel, share it, all the rest of it to keep spreading our message. Yeah. I was meant at that, wasn't I? So Unit 3, Sarah.
Yes.
We're here. We're finally here.
Unit 3, finally here. We've just finished. Have we finished? I think we've finished the clean up.
There's bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs.
There's little bits what need adding, some little decals, some little bits for the merch.
But hence the scruffs, because we've been on a cleaning mission this morning. So yeah, I've got my scruffs on.
But we did say we started it, 2 weeks, 5 days ago. We give ourselves 3 weeks straight, didn't we?
Ross gave us 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, I give us 3 weeks straight.
I didn't have a say in the matter.
Probably people thought it was crazy to get it done in that time, but when you set the time frame, you do it, don't you? Well, we do it.
Yeah.
We do it. Me, you, Joe did it. And,
I was going to say there'd be a lot. Yeah, lots and lots of helpers.
Yeah, let's just go. Thanks, Deb, Vicky, Kat, Ashley, Dave Pickersgill. Wally will need a special mention for bringing the stuff over.
Wally for equipment shuttle runs.
Yeah, Kevley Carr, Aj. Who else? Oh, please, I haven't forgotten anybody.
Ruby,
God, yes, Ruby.
Joe's
Ruby.
Ruby's
spent a lot of time here as well.
She had to.
Yeah, I mean, Deb as well. Deb fed us. Vicky brought us bait and sarnies as well. All the offering, even after they did the paint and bits, like still saying, Janadas. Can't thank them enough, really. It wouldn't have obviously getting done in time without them, to be fair. Like, they came in, cracked on. Even a full day Saturday. Did I spend a full day Saturday with Deb, or one full day all the way through with Deb? From start to finish, Jesus.
Just mint. It just reinforces how much of a community we have and how much of a community we've grown over the last 10 years? 9 years? 11 years?
Yeah.
Lifetime.
Yeah, but 11 years. Do we go back from the beginning or not?
I don't know how many times you've told you start the story.
I haven't. The thing is, we haven't. I've only said it on the, we did it on the live, but we had to do it from, what's it called? I had to cut it right down, didn't I?
Well, I know, but you're not going to sit here for the next 2 hours telling your life story, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, probably if you're looking from the outside now, if you don't know who we are or anything like that, you're probably thinking, wow, them are doing well, I would say. You're looking well from the outside, but it's like, it's been, what year is it, 2023? So 2012 started. It has been 11 years of grind, where it started, my dad's garage, onto a field, into a studio, then into the Durham unit, and then across to upstairs in the Sunderland unit, and now down to here. We had to go online. Yeah. I mean, when I first got with you, it was only a few months after that. Hadn't even been open a year, and I say it's like, if it doesn't work out.
3 months.
3 months.
I remember the conversation, and you were saying, right, it's got 3 months, and if it doesn't start working, that's it.
And that was the December 2014.
And then it was the January I started with you.
Yeah, so it was the December 2014 I had that conversation. Obviously because we went from running the Carnage program, what we still run today, on the field, and then into the studio where we did the personal training and the small group training, and then opening the Durham unit, and I tried to open that as an open gym with programming. I thought it would work well on paper. Obviously people paying a little bit more for a gym membership, but they also get the program and the nutrition, all the rest of it, and they had to do their own thing. So I stopped with the small group training, Strip and Rip and Warrior Women, which is now the Barbell Club. And within that year, it was the case of, oh shit, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. And I think we had the conversation in December, and I said, well, why don't you start with the carnage again from January? So we had a big push in December, and then January, loads of people came back who had been on the field to do the carnage again.
And it was they wanted to be coached. And
then it was, way, that's worked. And the small group PT worked in the studio. There's no reason why it won't work now. So then was it the February? I think it was the February, it reintroduced the Warriors and the Strip and Rip.
Yeah, it was.
I think that was actually to prove to a coach that it worked as well.
Tom,
that it could be done, yeah.
It was actually earlier in the year, and like I proved to him, but then we went all in on it, didn't we, and put it across each side. Obviously Dan had just started then, and then when we decided to put the Warriors and the Carnage on at the same time, it was like, right, Dan, we've actually got some hours for you now. Yeah. And Dan's still with us today. Yeah. And
part of the French, you know.
9 years later. He's even been over today and helped.
Oh, yes.
Dan's been over today as well. So little Gemini.
100%.
So then from there, obviously reintroduced them all. And then Sunderland came along, didn't it? With Bish. Bish said, there's a unit over there. If you're not going to take it, I'm going to take it for storage. Took it. It was the old Armageddon unit. Didn't know where Armageddon had gone, and then once we'd set up, just realised he was just over the road. Seems a sound guy though. From there, and then
it was kind of all in.
Yeah.
All in, and then obviously it's progressed from there. We started just with the Carnage. Then
only 3 days a week as well.
Only 3 days a week. Then we started doing
the nights.
Barbell.
Did we start doing the nights first?
We did mornings. Then we introduced nights.
Yeah.
Then we introduced the small group, but obviously the small group was air bench, air rack, and air barbell.
Set of dumbbells. But the dumbbells didn't even have a rack; they were on the floor.
Yeah.
And we were able to run it like with 3 people. I think we had. From there, obviously we hired a coach over there. We got a coach in for Sunderland. And then we went away and got married in the September. He fucked us over. Took a handful of our clients with us. And then our time got split because me and Sarah were always coaching in Durham together. Yeah. And it was bouncing. Yeah. It was me, you, Dan, and Mash had just started his apprenticeship a few months before that because he was looking after it when we went away to get married. Yeah, so then he fucked us over.
So that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Coming back the day we got back from our wedding, people telling us that, he's put us in a group. I'm going to do the same programme down the street for cheaper.
Are you still doing the same programme?
Yep, ripped our programmes. Yeah, absolute prick. But in anyway, from there, and then our time got split, so I was always over here. Luckily, Mash did start to split it up, didn't he? Yeah. From there, but it was a tension going all over the place, wasn't it? And then what happened after that? A few years later, what?
A few years later, COVID.
Yeah, COVID.
Oh, that old chestnut. Yeah, COVID.
I think probably, COVID. Didn't know what was happening, but I think we came to terms, didn't we, pretty much straight away. If it goes, it goes. Do you remember that conversation or not?
The gym? Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't get het up about it, but look.
I don't think it was if it goes, it goes. It was like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. We've got to make do with what we have. Obviously, I mean, we've completely forgotten the fact that I got pregnant and had Castor in the meantime.
Oh shit, yeah, you got pregnant. That took Sarah away as well. Yeah.
That took me out.
That took you out from coaching. And that was a big miss because obviously we did used to roll bounce. You used to bounce with Mash and Dan, and it was always fun and games. Like, especially when me, you, Mash and Dan were in Durham. That was mint times, that. Really good times. But yes, you went and got yourself pregnant.
And that would do you?
Nah, nothing. I was asleep.
That sounds so wrong.
What did we do from that? So yeah, you got pregnant, obviously, then your coaching had to come down a bit.
So it felt like for COVID for me, it was like everyone was in my shoes then, because I felt like I'd totally had my life turned upside down by having the Ben, because I went from Sarah in the gym to I don't see anybody, don't see anyone, don't talk to anyone, don't do anything. Just sit and make phone calls and do the office work all day with the child attached.
I was going to say, when you're talking about Sarah making phone calls from the home, like you think, oh, she's went out of coaching. It hasn't. That actually, I mean, I haven't cast her, obviously split, yeah?
Thanks.
But it did. Yeah. That's a thing. And like you were in bits. But the same day or the next day?
It was the next day.
The next day,
I was sitting on a pile cushion.
Sitting on a pile cushion.
Making sales calls.
Making a sale call, trying to get people through the door.
Whilst breastfeeding.
Whilst breastfeeding, yeah. A brand newborn baby. So it's like, you think having your own business is all rainbows and butterflies, it just isn't.
It's hard, but it's worth it. I've said it before, it is worth it.
It is.
But then obviously COVID came along, everyone else got chucked into the same
Mash
boat
had just
I was
left.
in. Oh yeah, Mash left.
Mash had left, so we were running about for coaches with that. We got
Yeah.
like Tracy and Billy in from there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Billy was sound, Tracy was nice as well. And then we hit into COVID a week after we took them on or something. Was it 2 weeks after that?
It wasn't long. But then, yeah, put everything online, did everything what we could.
Yeah.
I mean, it gave us so much time with the Ben.
Yeah, it did.
And like...
And the clients enjoyed the time with the Ben. Deb
I know,
loved them.
they did. They all watched him learn to walk as well.
They did.
Which is mental.
I know.
Proper mental.
And it was actually, we just got the extension put on the back of the house and it was like done just in time.
Yeah.
When COVID hit. I mean, there was nothing, it was only painted.
It was only painted, and then Ross lent a metal sign against the wall to show that it was RT Fitness and marked all the paint. Yeah, I remember that really well.
Moving on. But it gave us the space, didn't it, for them?
Yeah.
And I mean, we even the conversation, if it happens, it happens. We close the gyms, whatever. But we sent out like email list long thing, didn't we? Like saying, look, if you just want to stay, we'll stay. We're going to deliver a very high level program. We're going to be doing this, doing this, and the amount of people who actually stayed with us, unreal, wasn't it?
Mental. It's what I've said all along. The support that we've had through all of the ups and downs that we've had. I mean, I say downs, and it always sounds like, oh, we've been like proper up and down, but like.
But we have. The thing is, the conversations me and you have had is like, do we close? Do we make Durham smaller?
Yeah.
Because of the astronomical rent? Do we do this? What do we do? Because during COVID, like, we didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
Our landlords still wanted rent.
Yeah.
And they were like, there wasn't any let up or anything like that. Still had to pay the rent in Sunderland, so we were paying rent for 2 units, were completely empty.
But we've had massive amounts of support from everyone who's walked through the doors.
Oh, yeah.
All the way through everything.
And most of them are still with us. From then. So, yeah, it's very, very nice. I know we've said it many, many times, but yes, thanks again. It is mad, really mad, like, because obviously people kept paying, but, I mean, we did go all in on the programme, on the online programme, like, where people were just recording programmes and just sending them out, or they designed an app where they just had like a load of recorded programs, like follow this, follow this. We got up every single day, did 3 lives every day. In that first lockdown, it was 3 lives a day, Monday to Friday. We kept our barbell program running. We
dished out all the equipment.
Give out all the equipment, like as soon as they said we're closed, like gym's closing, so we got everybody to come, delegated to the barbell people, all the dumbbells, kettlebells, bands. And yeah, we delivered 3 a day. There was one day where you were sick and I had to do every single session throughout that. And then obviously when we came back, we couldn't max out how many people were in the sessions. So we had to put on more sessions. So we were paying out staff double to cover the sessions.
To accommodate everybody.
To accommodate like the space, and obviously it wasn't as what it was, but we still delivered to the highest of what we could have had as well.
Yeah.
Designed our first app in that one as well, didn't we?
Yeah, I was going to say, when you're talking about people setting up apps to just do pre-recorded stuff throughout lockdown, whereas I think we designed our app around giving more support on top.
Yeah.
So it was all of the nutrition guidance and getting people to do weekly accountability check-ins. And yeah.
I mean, plus the online, because I've been talking to Joe quite a bit this week, where we're now friends, like because we've seen each other these last couple of weeks. He was saying when he was doing his onlines for somewhere else, he couldn't see anybody. He was like literally just had a camera. And like I says, we were doing them on Zoom and Facebook Live into our group every day, recording them, keeping them as well, making a mass library if anybody needed to catch up as well on every single day, which was a canny process. And we've got them all still there, saved. Hey,
I mean, some of the conversations that people will hear on those are hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
But it was good. It was good. Then come back, obviously, and then again. I think we went down. Like we went up, boosted up straight after COVID, because everybody was like, "I need the gym open. I need the gym open. The gym's the only thing what gets us in shape and stuff like that." And for all the people who were twisting and shouting on Facebook, right, they started, and then a few months later they were straight back in the hole. Wasn't it? Unfortunately.
I think that's true with a lot of things through COVID, though. A lot of people said, "Oh, like they realised what they should have been doing and what they missed." So then they changed when we came out of lockdown, and then they went straight back to how they were, as if COVID had never happened.
Yeah.
Which is sad, really. I had a lot of hope after COVID.
Well, you think everybody would have kept up? Well, a lot of people have kept up the walking. The thing is, some people have like really getting into some brilliant habits because of it. But some people did just see it as a party and a taste of retirement, but drunk. Wasn't it? I mean, even like I went and bought beers and I don't even know why.
Oh yeah, you did the brewery ones, didn't you?
Aye. I went and just bought some, like I thought, but I think that was the only thing I actually drank within the whole thing. I think I bought like 9 bottles or something until we came back out. But then we came back out. Obviously, said we've had to pay extra for coaches to do the classes. We took Luke on then.
Yeah.
Luke came back April. Was it the April? Or was that? Oh no, hold on. When did we come back?
It was
July?
after the last lockdown.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was after the last lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there's only actually. Billy came back for a bit over Sunderland and broke his leg.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
And there was only Dan in Durham.
Yeah.
Either wasn't there? Because we had to cancel off the early 6 a.m. Warriors, didn't we? Temporarily.
Yeah.
We did. Jesus. We had to cancel some of the sessions then.
We forget.
Not the other way around.
We forget half the things.
I know.
Because as soon as we could obviously get a coach in and trained into how we did things, they were straight back on.
And then November shut down again, didn't we? Did those over. I stupidly thought we'll record all them in Durham, didn't we? And it ended up going in every morning and every night for a full month.
Yeah.
But we ran 4 sessions a week, didn't we? 8 sessions. I did a full month of that. That was awful. That was absolutely horrendous. I hated that month.
I know, I had to live with you.
I know you did. Absolutely worst month ever. Even though it was the smallest lockdown out of all of them, it was horrendous. It just felt, it was dark, it was miserable. And then we came back out. Couldn't have a Christmas party that year. No, we couldn't. And then we went back to lockdown in the January, but I felt a bit better for that one, and we did the morning. I did the morning ones, 2 morning sessions. You did the night one in the house, didn't you? That worked out a lot better, that one. I think I enjoyed that one because I was eating.
Because Ross likes to try and demonstrate what can and can't be done.
Yeah, because we leaned out in the first lockdown.
So yeah, he was leaning out in the first one. I mean, I leaned out because I had baby weight that I needed to get off.
You still, but we were walking every day. You were training every day. Oh, well, we knocked the camera up a bit there. Forgot to run, only runs on 20-minute intervals. I think we got the...
You were talking about lockdown.
All right, lockdown.
Right, so we've finally come out of lockdown.
Okay, finally with the 4 months. And then we took Luke. We'll just go straight to Luke, yeah? In the April 2020.
Yes, took Luke
No,
on.
not 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
April 2021, yeah. Sorry if the bit doesn't make sense there, but hey.
Yes, you took Luke on.
Because this is what happens when Luke doesn't record them for us.
He's too busy eating.
He is.
But yeah, took Luke on.
He ran all the night stuff.
And then
straight away, didn't he?
And then which one did we take next? Joe.
No, we ended up getting...
Was it Tommy?
No, because we had to get people for Sunderland.
Oh, I hope we're not going to go
No,
through
we're
the
not.
rigmarole
No,
of the
no, no,
Sunderland
no, no.
coaches because unless you want to hear a load of expletives.
We got a few, and Lee was sound.
Yeah, Lee was lovely.
Yeah, Lee was sound. Yeah, and
There was another one.
yeah, fast forward, and
Honestly, we've been shafted so many times. It's like it.
oh no, that was prior actually.
That was prior to the lockdown.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, but anyway, we got Lee and all the rest of it. So yeah, and then Joe. Oh, so got Tommy. We got Tommy. Did we have Josh before Joe?
No.
No, we got Tommy last January. Yeah,
When did we get Joe?
a year gone November. Also, we got Joe before Tommy.
I knew. That's what
yeah,
I said.
yeah,
I
sorry.
said Luke, then Joe. Because
Oh,
Luke
yeah, yeah.
introduced us to Joe.
That's right. So a year gone November ago, we got Joe.
Then Tommy. Then Josh.
Yeah. Now Matty.
Then Matty.
Yeah.
And now Alex.
And now Alex. Yeah. And Kirsty's part of the team as well.
Kirsty as well now.
So we're now a team of... So obviously fast forward after all the lockdowns and blah, 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 blah.
Joe. Tommy. Josh. Matty. Alex. Kirsty.
10.
10 of us.
Yeah, team of 10 now.
2 to 10.
Went from a team of 1.
Yeah, team of 1.
Team of 1 or a team of 10. Yeah, not bad in
No.
11 years. We are looking for an 11th one as well to go from there. But obviously after all of that, with Luke starting and that, we got the shred involved, didn't we?
Yeah.
We whacked the shred in, decided the barbell itself, even though we always give the guidance and everything else to get in whatever incredible shape you desire, there just wasn't, there was something there. Probably it was a big goal for people, wasn't it? It was a big goal to hit with the photos.
I think that's the thing. With the Barbell Club, we've always promoted it, and it is still a programme that you can get involved in where you want to make positive changes to your physique, you want to enjoy your training, feel good in yourself, have a bit of confidence, but not feel like you're restricting yourself from life.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the shred is that bit where it's like, well, look, you've got the option here to really take it seriously for 12 weeks to see how far you can push yourself. Not everyone does it. The shred isn't for everyone.
No.
I was going to do the shred in January and I decided against it because I didn't want it enough. It would have just been a pointless exercise.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've got to be in that frame of mind where it's like, right, I want to see how far I can push myself. I am going to have restrictions. I'm not going to be able to drink. I'm going to have to do loads of steps, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, look at what you can achieve in 12 weeks and we'll get obviously a photo shoot and everything done at the end. And then obviously teaching them how to reverse out of that so they don't just put a load of weight back on. But it's not for everybody. The Barbell Club as a whole is about longevity and training.
Yeah.
And I think that's the important thing. It is about not being daft with your training, not being daft with your nutrition, being sensible, making the changes that you want to make in a sustainable way and really enjoying your training.
I mean, it's personal training. That's the thing. It's personal training. It's 4 days a week. It's weightlifting only. It's for everybody. You're working in a small group of 6 every time with a coach, every single step of the way. And it is that shred, 12 weeks, should only be done once a year, maybe he's once every 2 years. The rest of the time is building and maintaining a strong physique what you can use in everyday life, and not where you're blown out your arse, or not having to come in and do like a WOD every day and like totally kill yourself and all the rest of it. You come in, obviously you're always pushed in the sessions to where you want to be, but that's why it's in a small group of 6. You can tell your coach, look, I'm not feeling it today, let's lower my weights. Do you know what I mean? And it is like, we've got people who just use it for just building a bit of physique and then maintaining forever. And that's it. And it's mint. It's like that's the thing, it's me and you are both in it.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just the owners, we are clients as well of them. I mean, your coach is Josh.
Yeah.
My coach I did get in with Dan for a little bit, but then people took me spaces. But yeah, I don't know who's going to be my coach now. I'll jump in. I tend to just jump in when there's a space.
Well, that's
Tommy's
the thing.
coached us a bit with it. I like Tommy coaching us as well. Yeah, it's mad. It is. I love it.
Do you know what it is though? The reason why I jump into it is because it's a way, right, where obviously own business, juggling everything, the bands, me being me. I think unmotivated's the wrong word, but if I've got too much on, I'm pretty much like every other mother out there, and every fucker else comes first. It gives me the discipline to say, well, no, actually, I've got a session to go to.
Yeah.
I know I'm getting me 4 sessions in a week, even if I'm fucking knackered and I'm bitching on and moaning, and poor Josh has to listen to it. It's like, wait, do you know what it is? Like, I need to be in, I'm getting it done, and I know it's good for my future health and my health now. And
you can just rock up and not have to think. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Don't have to think about it, don't have to motivate myself. It's just, that's my schedule, it's how I build it in. And like, when people who I talk to on the phone are saying that they're too busy to do anything, it's like, well, if you've got a set structure in place and you know that those hours of whichever days you're doing, that's it. Your life, you build your life around that.
Yeah, it is. It is. I
And
mean,
it's
I'm
like,
always all over, aren't I?
You're always all over. And I mean, I get taken out quite frequently.
Like, yeah, yeah.
Like school holidays, whenever Cass is off sick.
Not all school holidays. It depends if I'm covering, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's been the main thing. If I'm ever covering and he's off, then it's like always like that little if this, if that, if this, dit, isn't it?
We've got lots of ifs, like.
I know we do.
Does me tits in.
But from the shred, we've hounded that. It's worked brilliantly, and obviously
I think it's just, do you know what it is? It's proved to some people what they can do.
Yeah.
And it's made some people realise, like, actually, you know what? Yeah, I like the balanced approach. I don't want to be on a diet all my life. I mean, some people who started the barbell have straight away said, I want to do the shred. And it's like, wait, hang on a minute. Let's take a step back. Let's look at where you're at. Let's look at your nutrition. Nah, you
some of them won't have it, though.
You can't do it. You need to build. You need to build, and then you need to cut your calories back after that.
Yeah, because as a rule, I've got to be about 30 pounds away from true leanness. And I think this is people in general. Whenever someone thinks they've only got 20 pounds to lose, they've probably got 40. Like, to get true leanness as well, not just lose a bit of weight.
I think people underestimate how light weight-wise and how lean people get.
Yeah. Like,
if you were to look at the photos, I think they look bigger on the photos.
Yeah, yeah.
So then when you actually hear how many pounds they weigh, it's like, fucking hell, no way. And it's like, well, yeah, like, that's why it's hard graft. That's why fitness models use the same photos in different outfits all year, because you can't get to that level of leanness and stay there unless you're fucking miserable.
I mean, think of how much John Haig, like how big John Haig looked in those photos, and yet he was only 11.5 stone. And do you know, just this morning having a conversation with Kieran about about people's targets, what I've set. And he said, like, oh, some people think that the targets are too big. And I was saying to Kieran, I says, look, we've been doing this for absolutely years. Like, I know all the data and everything else from the people who have gotten to X and whatever. And it's like, those targets are realistic. Those targets are for true leaners, are for true abs, like for a day.
Yeah.
Not to walk around at,
Yeah.
but for a day, that's what it takes. And like, because obviously his goal's at 170 from there. And I says to him, when the last time I did one, I was 157 pounds, and me and him's the same height. Do you know what I mean? So that's nearly another stone off where he wants to be as well.
Yeah.
And I do carry more mass than him. And I think people don't, because obviously you've got to build a lot of mass up to show what's underneath it in anyway. And people don't get that. People come, we get people messaging straight away. Can we do the shred?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, where you're at in your journey, I haven't trained for 4 years, something like that. And it's like, well, with the shred's free to the Barbell members, but we've got to tell you when to do it. Because the thing is, our 90-day program is for weight loss fitness, and obviously you are toning up and all the rest of it a bit more.
Yeah.
But what do I say? It's fitness, speed, power, whatever else. It's getting you like that huge, massive kickstart back in. But it's not necessarily like that's for life as well. If you really like that style of training, then go for it. And you can lose a good amount of weight on that program. I mean, Nikki lost 40 pounds in the first 90 days.
Yeah.
With that program, and that it's an absolutely brilliant program. I don't know where I was going with that. Because I was forgetting what I was saying about it.
You were talking about the barbell.
Talking about the barbell. But the shred is so. I think it's just that bigger dedication that like.
I think people hear the word shred and they think, I want a bit of that, I want to get lean. Like, that's what they want to use as the next dieting tool.
Yes,
and it's
exactly.
like, no, that's not what it is. The shred is for people who have the muscle mass, who've built up that muscle mass to lean out to see just how far they've actually built themselves to.
It is.
It's
You're
not
right.
just another dieting mechanism, because you won't have the muscle mass to sustain the level of diet that you need to look that way. And then when you do get the weight off, if you did go straight into a shred and you hadn't been weightlifting prior, you're not going to be happy with the end result.
No.
And I think that's what people don't quite get.
Yeah.
Wait, I did the first shred and I wasn't happy. Don't get us wrong, a lot of people look at the pictures and be happy with where I was.
Yeah.
But I'd lost so much muscle mass.
During all the lockdowns, pregnancy.
During the lockdowns, the pregnancy. The pregnancy, to be fair, I put 4.5 stone on, however. But I lost so much muscle mass from where I was always lifting heavy and I was always active and I was always on the go and I was coaching, and then obviously not coaching, so not getting me steps in naturally on a day-to-day basis. Like, all these things added up and I didn't have the muscle mass to sustain a really heavy diet. Obviously the Ben was sick for a couple of weeks at the end, which threw a spanner in the works, but ultimately I didn't have the muscle mass that I wanted to, in my head, look at my pictures and go, yep, me back look mint.
But I think that you've been the same with every other woman, where they're always probably judging themselves from where they were pre and post baby. Because if you look at pre-baby wedding photos where you were ripped to bits.
I was tiny. Do you know what it is though? That's the mental thing. And I always say to you, and you go, no, you weren't. I always say I was too small.
But you weren't?
I was teeny.
Yeah, you were teeny, but you weren't too small.
No, but sometimes I look at those pictures and think I was a bit skinny. Do you know what it is? Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd actually just gone all in and put a shit ton of weight on to try and really put some muscle on.
But you did try.
No, but really try. And
the thing is, you tried when you did that 2,500 years ago.
And I didn't put any weight on.
And you didn't put any weight on. And probably because that was years and years ago that. But at the time, you thought it was something. Mm-hmm. But we didn't really account for, we didn't have step trackers.
Yeah.
Us. And you were coaching all the time, moving plates around. a couple hours on the morning, a couple hours on the night, and you were really active then, and then you're getting pregnant and your activity's plummeted. But it has, hasn't it? That's the thing, you lost the weight in the lockdowns because we were walking constantly.
I know.
And you were training was on point. Mm-hmm. And being a coach, I mean, you burn loads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now going out for walks is more of a chore. Because if it's not part of your day, this is the thing, right? And I do actually, I stand with the clients, the ones who struggle.
Yeah.
If you've got to plan it into your day as an extra thing on top of work, it's a fucking right chew on. And kids. Where the kid, obviously the band was the main one. It was like, right, let's get a buggy out. It's cold. But yeah, if you've got to try and factor those steps in outside of your job and your kids, it's a fucking nightmare.
Right.
Especially if you've got a 9 to 5 where you're working at your desk. It is an extra chow on. And I think
it is,
you take it for granted how many steps you get in through coaching.
No, I don't, because when I'm not, obviously the last couple of weeks setting up this place, my steps were coming in, sometimes 7,000, 8,000, just being in the house. Obviously I was going out to train, but then coming back, and that was it. I was on the laptop, blah, blah, maybe, when I coach someone, I get 6,000 in straight away on top of whatever. Yeah. But it was coming in less, and I do understand it all, and the factoring it in on top of, say, especially people at the start of the journey where they've just implemented trying to get to the gym 3 to 4 times per week.
Yeah.
And then what? I have to walk an hour on top. Mm-hmm. Crazy, isn't it? And it is hard for people that get it in. I do understand, because I've seen it, and I've seen you. That's the thing. And the thing is, I've seen you where I've seen you where you'll drop him off, come back, and then you'll be on the phone all day, and then having to pick him up, and then say, drop the boys off at their classes, come back. And yes, you've made it to the gym and back, but then you haven't had that any time to do it. I mean, sometimes we say how many steps you only guess? 3,000.
How many steps am I on now after cleaning the windows? 7, 8.
Proper grafter. I don't know. I'm a 9-8 a day.
But no, it is hard. It is hard. Totally feel it. People who struggle to get it in. And the thing is as well, you know me, I have in the past marched on the spot in front of the telly to get my steps in. I haven't been doing that lately. Because sometimes when you've been on the phone
winter and
all day,
and we didn't like winter,
and you're knackered. I know, but it goes for other people who didn't like the winter. There's loads of people who don't like the winter, and they're knackered, and they've sat at the desk from 9 till 5. They've done a gym session, and they're fucking knackered.
Yeah.
Kids are getting on the tits. What? Then they're gonna stand in front of the fucking telly marching on the spot. I get it. It sounds horrible. It is horrible when you have to do it, but the benefits of doing it are unreal.
But if your mission is a weight loss mission, and you know that you've got to hit, say, 10,000 per day, then you've got to do it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want to keep cutting your food until you're there.
You should never ever cut your food, because then you've got nowhere to go.
No, not at all. And now, what's the last few weeks been like? Well, how long? Where did we lose track? I'm trying to get back around to opening Unit 3, you know. We are absolutely knackered. Like I said, it's took us 2 weeks, 5 days. It's been around the clock. The Ben's been off bad.
The Ben's had a chest infection, so he's been off. I've currently still got tonsillitis, even though no one believes us.
Yeah, I do believe you, man.
Wait, because I'm not coughing my guts up, Ross doesn't believe us.
I do believe you. That's. Hold on, it's not a...
I'm knackered.
I know. I'm tired too, and I can't wait. Chill out a day.
I'm tired too, yeah, but you're not sick. I'm fatigued with sick.
And anyway, so we said 2 weeks, 5 days. So basically from now, 11 years later, whatever it is, I mean, we wanted the barbell to be running bigger over Sunderland, because it was running to the point of Joe was doing a carnage session, a barbell, and they were on at quite funky times. So we'd only ever get the clients who really wanted it, and they did want it. This was the thing, so we were pushing them in and 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock was full, and then the 8 o'clock filled up, and then we had to put a 3:45 session on just to fit around the hours. I mean, we could have filled out a 7:30, but that would have meant Joe working like a 14-hour shift for us, and he wouldn't have been able to deliver the programming anyway because he'd have been knackered. So we looked at a unit down the road.
We both got taken. The thing is, this has come at a mint time.
Yeah, absolute
This
perfect
unit's
time.
came up perfect time, downstairs to the carnage unit. So it's still everything under one roof, but we're now able to run it how we run Durham.
Yeah, where we can have like 3 groups of 6 running at the same time, 1 coach with each people. I mean, we've only got the 2 coaches here now, and we're pretty full for all the time. So it's what we've got currently on. We are, aren't we?
Yeah. Sunderland time slots. 6 o'clock in the morning, we've got 2 spaces.
Yeah.
7 a.m.'s full.
Yeah.
8 a.m. has 1 space. 5:30 has 1 space.
Yeah. 6:30 is...
Oh, no, shit, no.
Oh, no, it's full.
5:30's full.
Yeah, 5:30 full.
And 6:30 has got 1 space.
Yeah.
Not bad considering we had 12, like originally.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, it was less than that. It was 6, 3 and 3.
Yeah. Originally, it was only 2 actually in the morning.
Well, there you go then. So now,
Yeah. But then we do, like, if those spaces do fill out, especially for the 6:30 one, we can't open it up for another 6 people because Alex is waiting for that one, the first one to fill out, and then he can jump straight into that one.
That'd be the 5:30 as well, won't it? Oh, no.
No, not the 5:30 because Joe's upstairs.
That'll be when we have coach number 11.
Yeah.
Or child number 11.
Yeah, child number 11, which we need right now for the 6 in the morning. But I'll be covering that until then. 2 weeks, 5 days. We got absolutely everything done. I know you probably can't say straight on. All equipment set up, painted, beams, roof, electrics, lighting, kitchen, bathroom, flooring, done.
Everything's done.
and then like literally like the landlord was like, oh, just get the keys, and it was like, I need to meet you first. So like that prolonged it up until like the 12th of January, something like that. And then we got like the lighting guy coming down, the electrician saying about what needed doing and all the rest of it. And then it was like the moment when we said mid to late February. And then it was the weekend. It was like, right, we're definitely opening Monday 13th of Feb because we were getting the interest already just from telling people like we might be getting this unit.
Yeah.
So we got the interest straight away, and it was like, right, that is the goal. And I mean, even now, like the roof was leaking on the bathroom and kitchen, so they've had to come and take the stairs completely off the fire exit out the back, which looks a big job. But hey, that's what needs to be done. Yeah.
I feel like this podcast's turned into the last 11 years of RT Fitness. It's gone like that and fucking round the houses.
That's what I was hoping for. But we're open. I know, yay. But we're open, 3rd unit in, absolutely. Do you know, we're bouncing and it's mint. The community's brilliant, the events are brilliant. Obviously, by the time this comes out, we'll have had the Carnage Games. We've got the strong events all year, we've got the socials booked in. So much going on. So much going on. Results are just flowing in as well. Like with the new app, we get to be able to, the new app, get to be able to monitor everybody on such a brilliant scale. It's so interactive. What a nice little bit of kit in it. It is. Makes our time consumed a bit more, but but that's a good thing because we're more involved, we get every notification, who's done a walk, who's done this, who's done that.
And we get everything.
We get everything, and it hopefully, with all the little notifications, we're hoping it pushes people that just a little bit further, all them little reminders, because it does. It's like, if you're always getting a message here, there, and everywhere,
I bet you loads of people turn the notifications off.
I know. That's the first thing we say, make sure all your notifications are turned on. But yeah, we're here. We've done it. Buzzing? So am I. We'll end it there.
Oh, dude, Pat.